Booyah! Listen up, folks. I need your full attention for the next few minutes because what I'm about to share could change the way you see the world and your money forever. This isn't just another headline or a passing story. This is the kind of information that can make the difference between being left behind and getting ahead. What I'm about to tell you is the most important thing you'll hear all year. Forget the noise. Forget the hype. This is the truth behind the curtain, the stuff the mainstream media glosses over or buries beneath endless chatter. If you care about your financial future, you can't afford to miss this. You watch the news, and what do they say? Everything's fine. The experts soothe you with talk of stability and soft landings. They parade analysts and economists across your screen, all echoing the same message. Don't worry, the system is strong. But have you ever wondered why they're so eager to keep you calm? Why every dip is temporary? Every warning sign is overblown. But you're being played. While you're distracted by the daily grind, scrolling through your phone or rushing to work, the biggest financial shift of our lifetime is happening right under your nose. The world is changing fast, faster than most people realize, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss the signals that matter most. The financial media, they're not here to make you rich, they're here to keep you watching, serving Wall Street, not you. Their job is to keep you glued to the screen, to keep the ad dollars flowing, and to make sure you don't ask too many questions. They're in the business of entertainment, not empowerment. They want you to hold the bag while the pros quietly reposition for the next big move. The insiders, the big players, they're always a step ahead, making moves in the shadows while the rest of us are left guessing. By the time the news breaks, it's already too late for most people to act. The real story isn't in the headlines, it's in the cracks forming beneath the surface, cracks they don't want you to see. These are the warning signs. Rising debt, shifting global power, new technologies disrupting old industries. The foundations are shifting, and if you know where to look, you can spot the tremors before the earthquake hits. It's time to stop being a spectator. Knowledge is your shield, and it's the first step to turning their game into your game. Don't let yourself be lulled into complacency. Start asking questions, dig deeper, and take control of your financial destiny. The future belongs to those who see through the noise and act with purpose. So let's get started. So, what's the big secret? What is it that's quietly reshaping the financial future of millions, often without them even realizing it's happening? It's called the silent wealth transfer, the invisible yet powerful movement of wealth from the uninformed to the prepared. This isn't a conspiracy or a one-time event. It's a recurring phenomenon that has played out across history, and it's happening again right now in real time, all around us. The silent wealth transfer accelerates during times of economic upheaval, just like the period we're living through today. When markets are volatile and uncertainty is high, the gap between those who understand what's happening and those who don't grows wider than ever. While most people are glued to the daily ups and downs of their 401k or savings account, something much bigger is happening beneath the surface. The value of your cash and savings is quietly eroding, eaten away by inflation and the hidden costs of a shifting economy. You might not notice it day to day, but over time, your purchasing power slips away. Meanwhile, the big players, hedge funds, central banks, and institutional investors are making moves. They're quietly shifting out of assets that are likely to be devalued and into those that are positioned to thrive in the new economic landscape. They see the writing on the wall and act before the headlines catch up. Imagine this. You and your neighbor both have $1 million. On the surface, you're in the same boat. But what you do next makes all the difference. You decide to keep your wealth in cash, thinking it's safe. Your neighbor, on the other hand, invests in assets that have a track record of beating inflation. Things like real estate, stocks, or commodities. Fast forward 5 years. You notice your $1 million doesn't stretch nearly as far as it used to. Groceries, housing, and everyday expenses have all gone up. Meanwhile, your neighbor's investments have grown, outpacing inflation and increasing their real wealth. That's the silent wealth transfer in action. It's not about luck, it's about knowledge, timing, and the willingness to act when others are standing still. And this isn't just a local phenomenon. This transfer of wealth is happening on a global scale, affecting people in every country, every city, every community. Decades of easy money policies and low interest rates have inflated a massive bubble in financial markets. Now, as conditions change, that bubble is starting to leak, and the consequences are rippling through the economy. Wealth is quietly moving away from those holding paper assets, like cash and bonds, and into real, productive, and scarce assets. Think land, businesses, precious metals, and other investments that hold their value when money loses its power. The question is, will you be a bystander, or will you take action and get on the right side of history? The choice and the opportunity is yours. What's triggering this massive transfer of wealth that's quietly unfolding beneath the surface? It's a question that's keeping the sharpest minds in finance up at night, and the answer lies in a rare and dramatic market anomaly. We're witnessing a once-in-a-generation market glitch, a huge and widening gap between the value of paper assets, like stocks and bonds, and the value of hard, tangible assets such as gold, oil, and farmland. This isn't just a blip, it's a fundamental disconnect that's sending shockwaves through the financial world. For over a decade, financial markets soared on the back of cheap credit, easy money, and the relentless march of globalization. Investors got used to the idea that stocks and bonds would always go up, fueled by central banks and a seemingly endless supply of liquidity. But now, that engine is sputtering. The forces that once powered the markets are fading, replaced by new risks, rising inflation, geopolitical tensions, and a world that's becoming more fragmented and less predictable. Many people still cling to the belief that government bonds are the ultimate safe haven. But in today's environment of mounting debt and persistent inflation, these so-called safe assets are actually becoming some of the riskiest bets you can make. Think of it this way. It's like buying a certificate that promises you an apple someday, when you could just walk over and buy the apple itself right now. The certificate might look official, but it won't satisfy your hunger. That's why the smartest investors, the so-called smart money, are quietly dumping paper promises and snapping up real, tangible assets. They're moving out of the abstract world of financial engineering and into things you can actually touch, use, or consume. Yet the broader market is still stuck in the past, pricing assets as if the old rules still apply. Most people haven't caught on to the new reality, a world defined by scarcity, shifting power dynamics, and the rising importance of real things over paper wealth. This disconnect is creating a rare, once-in-a-generation opportunity for those who are paying attention. The window to act is open, but it won't stay that way forever. The essentials, energy, food, metals, and other raw materials are still undervalued compared to the inflated prices of financial assets. These are the things the world truly needs, and their value is set to surge as reality catches up with the markets. When the market finally corrects, the snapback will be swift and violent, unleashing the silent wealth transfer and rewarding those who saw the writing on the wall. The signals are everywhere if you know where to look. Central banks are quietly selling U.S. treasuries and buying gold, trading paper for real assets. Shipping and transport indexes show rising costs and bets on a more localized, resource-scarce future. Mergers and acquisitions are surging in energy, mining, and agriculture, not for tech, but for physical resources. Insiders are talking about structural shortages and supply chain security, not transitory inflation. These are code words for a new game. The era of cheap and easy is over. Expensive and difficult is here. All these signals point to a massive repricing ahead. The value of the physical is about to reassert itself over the financial. This is the engine of the silent wealth transfer. How do you play this? Be a contrarian. Go where the crowd isn't. The old playbook, big tech and bonds, is yesterday's news. The contrarian move. Sell what's popular and paper-based. Buy what's unloved and real. The classic 60-40 portfolio is a recipe for disaster now. Look to energy, materials, industrials, and agriculture. The sector's starved of capital but essential for the future. Demand is rising, supply is tight, and these sectors are primed for explosive moves. This isn't about timing the market, it's about recognizing a fundamental shift. Reduce exposure to the financial economy. Increase exposure to the real physical economy. It feels uncomfortable, but that's exactly why it works. Enough theory. Here's your game plan. First, take a fearless inventory of your holdings. Is each asset a claim on the paper economy or the real economy? Start trimming the most vulnerable long-duration bonds, overvalued tech stocks. Use market rallies to turn paper gains into cash. Next, redeploy that cash into unloved sectors, energy, mining, agriculture, using broad-based ETFs. Build a war chest and buy on weakness, not all at once. Most important, change your information diet. Stop consuming financial noise. Start reading reports and listening to calls from real economy companies. Immerse yourself in the data that matters. Knowledge builds conviction, and conviction lets you stick with your strategy when the crowd panics. Here's a powerful framework. The barbell strategy. Picture a barbell, big weights on each end, nothing in the middle. On one side, extreme safety, short-term treasuries, physical gold and silver, and cash. This isn't to make you rich, it's to make sure you never become poor. On the other side, calculated risk. A smaller portion in high-upside plays. Junior miners, small-cap energy, options on commodity ETFs. If these hit, the returns can be life-changing. If not, your safe side protects you. This strategy is anti-fragile. It benefits from volatility. When markets crash, your safe side holds steady, and your cash is ready to buy bargains. When markets soar, your speculative side can explode higher. The barbell lets you turn chaos into opportunity. The hardest part isn't picking the right ETF, it's mastering your mindset. The world bombards you with fear and noise, triggering your worst instincts. You must tune it out. Stop checking your portfolio 10 times a day. Turn off the panic-inducing news. Create mental quiet, so your own research and conviction can grow. Dedicate just 1 hour a week to studying the real economy. Replace fear with understanding. Know why you own what you own. The market rewards the patient, not the impatient. The silent wealth transfer will reward those with conviction and a long-term view. Psychological fortitude is your most valuable contrarian asset. We're at a historic crossroads. The decisions you make now will shape your financial future for decades. The silent wealth transfer is a current to be harnessed, not feared. This is your chance to build legacy wealth, wealth that secures your family's future. Most will miss it, paralyzed by fear and glued to the news. But you have the knowledge and the tools. Don't wait. Start now. Take inventory, learn, and act. The transfer is coming whether you participate or not. Don't be a victim. Be a beneficiary. Seize this moment, act with knowledge, and build a legacy that lasts. Booyah!